Hello punters and welcome back to another Saturday racing preview. We're looking at the Randwick Kensington meeting in this video. If you haven't already done so, go and watch the Caulfield preview. Of course, the Group 2 PB Lawrence Stakes, the Group 3 Quizette and Vane Stakes also previewed in that video. Looking back to last week at Rose Hill, we had quite a few winners. A pretty profitable card. It had, especially really early, had Hawkbury on Her Salute. Albeit $1.70. We had Black One Salute in the highway race at $5.50 and $2.20 the place. Also had Dawn Passage Salute brilliantly at the $3.60 and $1.60 the place. And we also had Scully coming for third at a nice $6 price. So that was very nice as well to finish off the day. So looking at, and also Dawn came second. So looking into the card here at Randwick, obviously not as good as last week, but we've still got some good winners to be found. So let's just get straight into it. We've got the highway race first up over the 1,300 metres here. Look at the speed map. As always, there's always a genuine tempo in the highway races. I'd say Alcatran, Assault and Bathory will get forward from the inside barriers. Elegant Allen and Palais de Louvre will also be forward. Just by the way, I just quickly will mention that it is a good forward tomorrow at Randwick, so keep that in mind when we're doing the form. Straight into this first race, look, I do like number 2, My Tagasan. I think this horse trialled up pretty well coming in at Scone. Was just under a nice hold there. And last preparation, we're looking at some pretty good form around it, really. I mean, it was first up in a highway, it was beaten by Starboy, and then looking at form behind the likes of Sun Craze at Scone, Don't Give a Damn at Musselbrook, Victorium. But if up and rolling, if those horses were in this race, and then also after all that at Scone, so if those horses were in this race, they'd be short favourites. So for me, I'm very happy to make a each way play at this horse at the $10 and $3.20 the place. So I have it on top to beat number 13 Palais de Louvre with Rachel King in the saddle. So I think of the on-speed runners, this horse can stick on. Recent 2 runs have been quite good, albeit in a lot weaker company. I just think that might be able to sit just off and get a bit of cover and be hard to chase down. If this horse gets a run, number 15 Embezzlement might be able to run a good race also. It's trial leading, which is okay. It's first up here. But was in some good Randwick and Rose Hill highway meetings last preparation. If we can get back to that sort of form, it'll go pretty close here as well. And then in for fourth, I like to go number 5, Assault and Bathory. Tim Clark in the saddle. He knows how to ride a good front runner. And just pulled up a bit last time out in a good Pat Snipper race. Had a bit of form out of it. Prior to that, it was running really in some very good form, so I expect it to bounce back. So looking at the numbers, race number 1, number 2, My Tagasan on top to beat number 13, Palais de Louvre. In for second, in for third, number 12, Embezzlement, and in for fourth, number 5, Assault and Bathory. Also, I wouldn't be leaving out Zardora. I just think it's been having its chance. I mean, albeit it was a little bit unlucky last time out and hit the line well. It's going to be a long way back, not a lot of speed in the race, so that's my only concern with that horse. But I definitely wouldn't say no if you wanted to back it or put it in your first fours or trifectas. Moving into race number 2, 400 metre, Fillies and Mares benchmark 78 race here. Look at the speed map, lots of speed in this. So I'd say Leave Me Australian, Speedo Gold will fly out from the inside. Helga will get forward. Connemara will sit just in behind. I'd say CXC will get forward. So a lot of speed in this race. And I have a bit of a query on this horse first up. And it's number 10, Constellations, right down the bottom of the weights at 53 kilos with Tommy Berry in the saddle. Trials leading have just been fair, but look at the first one behind Dothraki and then the next one behind Pretty Brazen. There's some pretty smart horses there. So last prep, it was really good winning against Newcastle Maiden. Then came out, was beat 1.4 lengths by the Flying Strome in a 78. Then was beaten it by Real and Ruby on that occasion before being spelled. I just think that it could be the knockout chance here. If they overdo it out the front, it could just charge over the top of them late with the lightweight. So I'm happy to have it on top at $8.50 and the $7.50 the place. In for second, I would like to have number 3, Helga. This horse has been flying recently. Its last started beat Perfect Pitch at Warwick Farm, and prior to that beat Lico Paint. Both of the on-speed runners, I think this horse will stick on nicely. Comes back on top of the ground here, where obviously wet going has been more its forte in this in recent events, but the format of its races have been pretty good, so I'm happy to give it another chance here again to run nicely. In for third, I like number 4, CMXC. Mika Price has set this horse up, and often when he does send the horses up in this direction, they do run a good race. So I'm pretty happy to have it in for third. Last time out was beaten by Shakora in a benchmark 90. Obviously, a much weaker race here. Prior to that, on the synthetic was a benchmark 70 at Ballarat was beaten, and then prior to that beat Saddle of the Sun on Ballarat synthetic in a 70. So it'll be up to this, and $26 massively over the odds, I think. In for fourth, number 5 Winmar. No knock on it. This horse has been travelling really nicely. Was just beaten by Superdale last time out. Hit the line really well. Comes back on top of the ground here. Obviously, its best runnings have been in the softer conditions, so I'm just a bit of a query on that one. But I could say it will run a good race once again. And the other run I wouldn't be leaving out is number 1 Connemara. This horse doesn't know how to run a bad race, so it will be in the finish as well. Just for me, just looked at a bit of value in this race. So race number 2, number 10 Constellations on top to beat number 3 Helga in the second, in the third number 4 See Me Exceed, and in the fourth number 5 Wimler. Race number 3, 1100 benchmark 70. Look at the speed map here. All cylinders will go forward. It's a concrete making whoopee. Matty Rocks won't be too far behind him. Aussie will usually gets out and runs, and as will Iskander. So they'll go along at a pretty good tempo here. And I think it will set up really nice for number 9 Pandemic, which is paying $3.10. Tommy Berry on once again, hoping he can do a riding double for us in races 2 and 3. I thought that first up win at Wyong was really good. It just sort of whipped around the outside from back in the field and just charged over him late. It wanted to lay in a little bit, but it was a really good run and a nice win. So I'm happy to put it on top here. Just think the race will be run to suit perfectly for it. In for second, number 7 All Cylinders. I think this horse is paying a bit over the odds. Thought its 2 trials there were pretty good. It was just beaten 2 lengths by Anahid last time out. Obviously, that horse has got a lot of ability. Looking at last prep, it was racing Group 3 company behind the likes of Bivouac and Pinsec, albeit by big margins. It was only beaten by point over length of behind Tenley and beat Belitza on debut. So this horse had really good 2-year-old prep, and I think $10 is a nice each way play if you want to play at that. Definitely would not knock you on doing that. In for third, I've got a lot of time for this filly is number 10 Matty Rocks. Thought that its first up prep was really good. It was beaten by California Symbol on debut. That horse had a huge sprint, came out, won in the Queensland Carnival, then beat Le Cosmo after that, which the form Le Cosmo hasn't really gone with it since, but that was a dominant win. Since it had pretty good trials, sitting behind Royal Witness, finished 5th on that occasion. I think this horse could really explode first up. Got a real good watch on it for Chris Waller and Kathy O'Hara in the saddle. In for fourth, I do like the chances also of number 6 Aussie. I think this horse first up here will have show a lot of speed. Liked its recent trial. The first one was a little bit disappointing, but the recent one was great. Last prep was beaten 3.3 lengths by Dawn Passage. We all know the ability of that horse. Then it was beaten 1.2 lengths by I'm Immortal in a Group 3, and then one beating Diamond Dresden Green at Hawkesbury by 0.8 lengths. So this horse got definitely some ability. I just think there's a lot of speed in the race. First up, a little bit of a query, but it's got its chance as well. So race number 3 on the card, and the numbers here, number 10 Pandemic on top to beat number 7 All Cylinders, just as an each way play. I think it's a good chance at each way odds. Number 10 Matty Rocks, big query on this horse, a big watch at 52 kilos. I think it's got a really nice chance, and I like her chances going forward. I think I've got some good races for her coming up that she can win. And then for fourth, number 6 Aussie, and wouldn't be leaving out number 5 Making Whoopee. I thought it was a good win on last time out at Warwick Farmer. It beat Rancho Notorious. If you can do that sort of run, similar run again, it'll go close as well. Race number 4 over the 1,000 metres, benchmark 78. Just looking at the speed map here, I'd say that I'll be quite a lot of speed as probably expected in a 1,000 metre race. If they got a Thunder, I actually think they might take this horse back, and if they do that, I'm very keen to back it. So there's a bit of a spoiler alert. I'm a Crumpet will get forward inside Barrett. Say Miss Invincible, Royal Witness, Designer Made will get forward. Rebel Miss is usually up there, want to get a Watt. So a lot of speed in this, and as I just mentioned, look, I think that the Hawks team might see that speed map and they might think the best thing to do with God of Thunder is to go back in the field. And he did that in a recent trial, and he was really good coming back as a gelding. Just sort of closed off so well. If you get a chance to watch the trial, you'll get excited about backing it for sure if you go and watch the trial. I thought that was a top trial. And if it could do that here, or it gets back in the field, runs on it, I think it's got the ability to beat these. So I'm happy to have it on top. It's Brent Abdallah in the saddle, $3.60 the win. I think that's a really good way to bet in this race. So I've got it on top to beat number 2 Royal Witness, who's been trialling up really well coming in off the on-speed runners. I'd give it a great chance. Last time out, it was just beaten by 0.115 lengths by Tanico. Tanico, of course, is flying. Prior to that, it was beaten 1.6 lengths by Vitch Salute. So it's been around the mark, this horse. And as I mentioned, the recent trial was really impressive by Royal Witness. So got it in for second, number 2, Royal Witness. In for third, number 5, November Man. Now, this horse has had a couple of trials since racing. It hasn't raced since the 26th of June, where it was well back in the field on that occasion in the Spiritual Pursuit race. Didn't handle the heavy conditions, I thought, and had a few issues there. But prior to that, it was racing in good form. If we can return to that sort of form, it'll go close here. It's paying $7 and not $2.50 the place. Sorry, $7.50 to $2.50 the place. So I do like its chance to run a good race, especially with all the speed on it. It'll suit it nicely and be able to come into the race. And in for fourth, number 3, Mr. Invincible. Thought the trial of this horse recently was quite good and won nicely at Wyong last time out, carrying the 61 kilos. Second up here, second up stats aren't great compared to its first up stats, so I'd like to see it do it again. That's why I've got in for the 4th selection. But I do rate its ability. It's had 2 starts on the track for 2 placings. So race number 4, the numbers, number 7, God of Thunder on top to beat number 2, Royal Witness in for second. In for third, number 5, November Man. In for 4th, number 3, Miss Invincible. Race number 5, 1550 metre race, benchmark 78. Looking at the speed map here, I'd say that Commander and Watchdog will be forward. 2 down under might get forward as well as Slow Burn, but not an absolute ton of speed in this race by any means. Look, I think for me, I did like No Show last week. It's on the quick backup. I just don't know how quick they're going to go in this race and what sort of run it's going to get. So for me, I know it's stepping right back in class, going from benchmark 88 down to 78. But I would rather have a look at number 3, Slow Burn for Les Bridge. This horse was a little bit disappointing last couple of runs, but comes back on top of the ground, which I'm sure suits it a lot better. And I'm willing to give it a go just to be riding in behind the speed, get the run of the race, and get out late and finish over the top to beat number 1, Nocio, who, as I mentioned, put it on top last week. It finished 4th and has a quick back up here, so you've got to read a little bit into that. Comes back on top of the ground, which obviously it's had most of its runs on, so it'll be interesting to see what it does back in class. And Brock Ryan gets 3 kilo claim, bringing down to 58.5. In for third, number 6, Watchdog. Look, definitely has a chance also. Was just beaten by Travancore last time out. Really good horse. And prior to that, but it's had a win in a benchmark 70 at Warwick Farm. But this horse has been really consistent for James Cummings. So I'd say it will run into the placings once again. And number 8, Flying Piero. I thought it was a really good run behind Strike Rock last time out. It was subsequently come out one again. So the form looks pretty good behind it. Number 8, Flying Piero. So I'm happy to have it as the 4th pick in the race. So race number 5 selections, number 3, Slow Burn on top to beat number 1, Nocio in for second. In for third, number 6, Watchdog, and in for 4th, number 8, Flying Piero. Race number 6 is the Premier's Cup Prelude 800 metre race, open handicap. Look at the speed map here. I'd say Stampede, Wolf will find the front. They'll battle it out. Godfellow and New Tipperary will be quite forward from outside barriers as well. I'd say So You Win might try and kick up from that inside barrier and find a nice spot. Look, I was pretty keen to play number 10, Stavicul here. I thought this horse was a really good bet at right down the weights, only carrying the 52 kilos, Jay Ford in the saddle. Recent trial was quite good in the Kiyomichi trial, and I've mentioned this form reference quite a lot with trials. But that horse actually really ran a good trial there. It actually was under not a whole lot of urging, and it really found the line nicely. Last time out, it was beaten 1.3x by another dollar at Doomben over 2,000 metres. Comes back to the 600 metres, which I'm sure suits it a lot better. And, I mean, it's coming from... it's right up to winning this. Says at the 1,800 metres back from 2,000 metres, not 1,600. So I'll give it a really good chance at the each way odds of $9 to $2.70 the place. I'm also going to give another each way tip into this race, and I think if we can play them both, might get a result. Number 2, Eastender, former Tasmanian, who was in the hands of Barry Campbell, now with Chris Waller. This horse's trial was just okay, but and obviously we'll be looking for further, looking for the 2,000 plus. But I think it can run a really good race, to be honest. I think it's got a big spruik behind it, this horse, and it shows a bit of ability. It can definitely beat these. It's up to group level performance, and this is an open handicap where a lot of these won't quite get that far. So if it runs a nice race, I think $16 the win and $4 the place. I can definitely entertain having a go at that. So I'll put that in for second. In for third, right down the bottom of the weights, number 13, Wolf. Now this horse, no knock. Resumes here first up, has great fresh stats, great race starts overall. Had 5 starts with 4 wins and a placing last time out. First up last prep was beaten by Something Fast, and it came out and beat Welsh Legend, Master of Wine, before being spelled, and had 3 good trials leading in. So this horse got a great chance as well. I just think $2.90, not that it's short, but I just would rather take the each way values of a couple other runners, but I do give it a great chance to win also. And then in for fourth, I do also rate the chances of number 7, So You Win. Resuming off a trial, was beaten by He Excels last time out. It's had a bit of a freshen up since then. Been racing good form. This Preps have 4 starts for never missed the Quinella, so I say it will run a good race again as well. So recapping numbers for race number 6, I like number 10, Savacool, a nice each way odds of $9 and $12.70 the place on top. Also have a bit of an each way go at number 2, EastEnder at $16, $4 a place. Just as I said, just the class galloper might be able to show us a bit of ability to beat these, but I just worried about the shortness of the distance. In for third, number 13, Wolf, and in for fourth, number 7, So You Win. Race number 7, 400 metre open race, the spring preview handicap. Look at the speed map here, I'd say it's quite a lot of speed. Fabrizio, Cradle Mountain will go towards the front, as will First Hand. I'd say Special Missile and Seaway will try and find spots from barriers 7 and 8 also. Look, I actually really like the chances of another big each way horse at each way odds here. Glenn Boston, the saddle. It's number 10, Girl Tuesday. This horse resumes here off back of a good trial at Warwick Farm behind Cradle Mountain. Obviously, Cradle Mountain booted away and raced away nicely. Comes back on top of the ground here. This horse has had 7 starts on a good track for 3 wins and 2 placings. Last prep, racing really good company. I mean, you're looking at benchmark 88s and Group 3s where it was behind Natoya and Samari. Beat White Boots, but it was only just behind Hush Rider and Grey Line over longer distance. So it definitely will be looking for further. But I think it could fly first up here. A lot of speed in the race. I think it could just come off him and finish off nicely with Glenn Boss in the saddle. In for second, number 6, Wren's Day. Now this is James Cummings' import. It's got a big script brute, just like Avilius did coming in this time last year, and really loved the trial race. I thought it was a really good trial. Obviously, it's going to be looking for further, but I'd really give it a great chance also to run a good race. So number 6, Wren's Day, in for second. In for third, number 4, Seaway. Now this horse resumed to form last time out, beat Goodfellow, and back onto the good going here, where it enjoys it a whole lot more than the heavy track. And I think it can fire again third up. Just a bit of a worry about the gate. I'm just not sure where it will end in the run, but give it a great chance at $3.70 in for third. And then in for fourth, I do also like the chance of number 7, Special Missile. I really like the trial of this horse recently. Leading into this race, it was obviously just beaten by Villiers on that occasion, so there's really no knock on that sort of form for a trial. First up stats aren't great. That's my only worry. I think might need this run first up. I can see it finishing on to get into fourth. So recap the numbers on race number 7. I like number 10, Girl Tuesday, on top at a bit of each way odds here. To beat number 6, Wren's Day, in for second. In for third, number 4, Seaway, and in for fourth, number 7, Special Missile. Race number 8, 400 metre, benchmark 78. Look at the speed map here. I'd say there's a lot of speed in this as well. Nick O'Shea and will probably go back behind them a little bit. Thy Kingdom Come, Pembroke Castle, Bull Market, Falcon Island, Shock Alert. They'll all get forward. So a lot of speed in this, and I think it'll set up really nicely for Kim Waugh's new galloper, formerly with Graham Begg, in number 10, Venezuela. This horse, obviously, first up here, formerly come from Ireland, and then had a run at Sandown Lakeside track, beaten by Chavuma, then won brilliantly at Kyneton, in a benchmark 64. Had some nice trials leading in here. I think it can really make a good run first up here. Obviously, doesn't mind the track stats. Don't worry about the first up. I mean, I know that last time out at Sandown, the Lakeside track, it was a little bit disappointing, but they never really came off from the back that race. So I'm willing to forgive that run. And then I was looking at that Kyneton race, and that was just a terrific win. So if they overdo it out front, this horse will charge over them for Kim Waugh in its first race start for the stable. So I've got it on top at $4.60 and $1.85. The placing's quite good as well. To beat number 2, Groundbreak. Now this horse has had a bit of a spell between runs. Last time it ran behind Shot of Irish, who of course goes around at Caulfield as well as Smart Alyssum in a nice race there. Prior to that, was beaten by Special Diva, who was only just narrowly pipped out by My Pendant last week at Flemington. And then prior to that, it beat More Wanted up the straight at Flemington. So this horse has got a really good chance to run well again as well. As I mentioned, speed will be on for this horse to come on from the back and run a good race also. So give it a great chance. In the third, of the on-speed runners, like number 8, Shock Alert. I thought this horse was really good last time out at Canterbury, beaten by All Too Free. That horse is absolutely flying. And I just think this horse can run a nice race, especially on the pace. Of the on-speed runners, I like it the best. In for third. And then in for fourth, number 6, Bull Market, I think could be a bit of a chance as well. This horse resumes here. Second up. First up run behind Belba Diablo at Canterbury was quite a good run also. The second up stats aren't great, but I'd say I can get in for in for fourth. So recapping numbers of race number 8, number 10, Venezuela on top. No knock also number 12, Pembroke Castle. I'm just, the quick backup for that horse, it could run into the place as well. So if you're playing quaddies, don't leave it out. But anyway, back to the numbers. Race number 8, number 10, Venezuela on top. To beat number 2, Groundbreaking for second. In for third, I like number 8, Shock Alert. In for fourth, number 6, Bull Market. Moving on now, the final race of the card. It's 1100 metres, benchmark 88. Look at the speed map here, lots of it. Goldfinch, Cattersby, Malahat, Noble Joey, they all get forward. So Rich will try and go forward, All Too Royal. Mr. Songman off the outside barriers will also be hunting up, looking to get into a good spot. I just think this race will pan out really nicely for the Hawks galloper in Tell Me. Really liked it last time out at Caulfield, gave it a good chance, was only just beaten narrowly on that occasion. Comes back to New South Wales here, races at Randwick, and I do just think it's paying nice odds once again. So looking just here, sorry, I'm just gonna get it back up. Just lost it for a second there. And as I mentioned, a lot of speed in the race. I think it's just going to suit this horse nicely to come on from the back and finish over the top of him. Paying currently $10 and $3.10 to win. I think that's a real nice each way play. We can have a go at that. So one start on the track for a win. Last time it was just beaten by Algodon Miss and was absolutely spewing. Tipped it on top that day and only just got rolled. Been in good form, been racing in some nice company. I think it could win this off the back of the fast tempo. In for second, number 10, Murillo for the Peter and Paul Snowden. This horse resumes. Came in last prep with a real nice spruik after coming across from Great Britain or the UK, and racing some good races there. Just didn't really come out and show its best, but its recent trial by Dothraki was really impressive. So I've got it in as a bit of a query runner and probably a bit of a watch in the yard. In for third, number 6, Legend of Condor. I think this horse paying nice each way odds as well. First up here, this horse racing some great company last time out, by likes of Prophet Thumb, Crone and Classique Legend. Prior to that, it was in Group 2 company as a 3-year-old. So this horse has got a lot of ability, just not sure about first up, but $11, $3.40 the place is pretty nice to take if you want to play that way. The other horse that I give a bit of a chance for is number 7, Ranier. It's paying nice each way odds as well. First up here, this is a group performer, this horse, looking at the likes behind Beauty Rush and The Inevitable, Mystic Journey and the Guineas, Very Elegant, Ring a Ding Ding, Military Zone. So you look at some sensational form lines there. If it runs a good race here, it could definitely go close to the benchmark 88. So I like it, a good each way chance also. So very open race. But look, I'm going to go with the race fitness and Brenton Abdallah, 50 riding, 53 kilos, number 13, Tell Me on top. To beat number 10, Murillo in for second. In for third, number 6, Legend of Condor. And in for fourth, number 7, Ranier. It's all at each way odds and all at very nice odds to play out in my opinion. So there's my Randwick preview. Look, best of the card. My best bets. I'll just have a quick squim through. Probably for me, I'd say race number 3, number 9, Pandemic. I think that horse got a really good chance to win this race. Also race number 4, number 7, God of Thunder at $3.60. I think it's got a very good chance to win the race also. My best each way plays, I would like to have a play at, number 10, Constellations in race number 2, first up at the $8.50. I think you can have a good each way play at that and find something out of that race. Also race number 6, number 10, Savakul at the $9 and $12.70 the place. And also, I wouldn't mind having a crack at the last race number 9, number 10, number 13, Tollby at the $10 and $3.10. So good luck if you're following, and go check out the Caulfield video if you haven't already, and the Around the Tracks video with all the best bets from the other meetings on tomorrow. But will be up next. So good luck if you're following. Obviously, hopefully we can build another bank towards spring, get some nice winnings in again, and yeah, happy punting, and thanks for following.